It's the NYC Gossip Girl chilling with Maino behind the scenes for Dipstick magazine.
That's right. Everything she said.
Everything I said.
That's right.
So what's going on today? How you feeling?
I feel good. I feel good. Everything was good. You know, like down here grinding. You know what I mean?
Okay, so I know you got the video Keep It Rockin'. You got all in New York behind you.
Right.
How did you pull that together?
First and foremost, I felt like it was needed. You know what I'm saying? Like it's important because everybody that's not from New York, the perception about New York is that we don't get along.
Right.
And we don't really mix songs together, that we don't really have unity. So, you know, I'm one of the fortunate artists that made a couple of songs that was able to transcend New York. So I was in other markets and I was seeing that their perception on us wasn't really what it really was. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to show people that, like, you could have me as Swiss and Jada and Jimmy and Lloyd Banks and Joel's and Joel T's and other artists at the same time, and I think it was very important, and it was just crazy because the last time that was done, either it was too long,
right,
or too long for us to remember.
Right.
You understand? So the video about the drop, it's gonna be an event.
Now, is that on your mixtape or upcoming album? Just for those who don't know.
How about both?
Both.
You understand? Because nowadays, you know, you put songs out with intention of it to be one way, and then it always sometimes turn into something else. Now that was a record that I initially didn't come through Atlantic. You understand? It was a record that I kind of did on my own, and outside of the help from my building. But you know, when we put it together and the song, you know, the song's getting a lot of love here. You know, Hot 97 and all the stations in the area. We shot the video. You know, the Atlantic stepped in and is helping me work the video. You understand? So, you know, I want to keep it for the album.
Now, I've been hearing a lot from Maino. I hear you on a remix of Ace Hood Hustle Hard,
Yeah,
which is
definitely.
the name of your company.
Right, of course.
So when Ace Hood first came out with that song, you initially you weren't originally on it.
Not initially.
Right. So when you heard Ace Hood come out with Hustle Hard, what were your first thoughts? Like, oh snap!
The first time I heard it, I knew it was a problem. I was in a club and I asked the DJ, yo, who's that? He said it's Ace Hood. And me and Ace, we go back, like when I first hit the road in 2008, we was on the road that whole summer. You know, me and Cal and a couple other artists. So how can you have Hustle Hard and not have me a part of it?
That's
so,
what I'm saying.
You know, I asked them to send me the beat. They sent the beat, and I put my part on it, and then, you know, we just threw it out there, and then they wound up adding it, so it's in rotation. It's in rotation here, not for nothing. Like if
I just heard it before I came in.
Exactly. Like if you're not, if I can't run the country, I can at least, you know, have my feet firmly planted in New York City. You understand? So like, I don't think that's the national look for that record because it's another remix from Wayne and Rick Ross. But I'm comfortable with it being the New York version of it.
Oh, okay. Now, I also heard a tribute just a couple of days ago that you did for Notorious B.I.G.
Oh, yeah.
March 9th.
Yeah, I'm looking like, man, I don't know what you talking about. Tribute.
But there was some lyrics on there.
Like
that Little C shot.
That wasn't a shot. What was that? That was me
you
talking.
You know what
big.
you said.
I don't think that was a shot. I think that was I was just, you know what I mean, like I was stating that, you know, I never had the opportunity to meet him. You know what I mean? We come from the same place. You know what I mean? And forgive me.
Don't make me laugh.
Forgive me.
Forgive you. I forgive you. I forgive you.
That's what I asked them for. Forgive me for that little situation. You understand?
Right.
I'm not apologizing, you know, for what happened, but it was a situation that I felt like needed to be dealt with at the time, and I dealt with it. And you know, me talking to him, it's just like, I'm sorry that had to happen.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Okay. So let's go into your album. When can we expect the new album?
Real soon. But before that, we got to put out these records that's going to connect with the country. You understand? Like a lot of people, they say, yo, when you gonna put out the album? But if you don't actually have a record that's actually connecting with the country, ain't no use even talking about no album.
Okay.
That'd be like a lot of bullshit talk. Like a lot of these artists, they be like, yeah, you know what I mean? I'm waiting on my album to come out. How you waiting for the album to come out when you ain't even at step one yet? You don't even have a single that's working. Like at least when you get that, because when you go pro, don't let them fool you with the talk, with the album talk. When you go pro, when the people sign you, it's a way for them to understand that, you know, when it's time to put out an album. You understand? So if the single come out and you only get 100 spins a week, it's not good enough to have an album come out.
Right
I mean, I wouldn't want that, because then that's like flying a plane into a building. Suicide.
You're right.
I'm not into suicide bombing. I'm not with it.
Now, I know you connect with the people and you have Twitter, and I've seen a couple of videos on the internet where I believe you were at Lovers,
Right.
and you approached a woman in the mall. I guess she must have tweeted something off-key about you or to you. Is that something that you normally do? Can fans expect?
What you think that I did?
I don't know. You approached her.
See,
I don't know what she said.
the
video wasn't clear.
Right, the video was not clear. And the way it was worded, it seems like, I'm glad you asked me that, because the way I was just talking about this the other day, the way it's worded, it says Maino approaches fan over Twitter. So the way people giving it back to me is like, I was somewhere and I saw it and I got up out my house.
Right.
Or I went from wherever I was at and I went and I found her.
Right.
Now that's not what was happening. I was in the mall, I was in the store, I happened to be on Twitter. She was in the store at the same time, tweeting about me a couple of feet away from me.
Gotcha.
So all I did was turn around and say, "Damn, baby girl, you ain't gotta do that. You ain't gotta do that." Like, you know
Well,
what I mean?
did she say? Because you looked a little angry.
Nah, I wasn't angry. What it was I thought it was actually funny. I thought it was funny that somebody would be having things to say about you, standing so close to you,
Or not say it to you.
right? And so I thought it was kind of funny that I said to myself, "Well, what happened if I let her know that I know? Like, I see what you're doing. I'm standing right there. I happen to be watching Twitter. So at the same time, I'm looking in the store and I'm looking around and I'm like, wow, what's this? And you continuously saying things about me. So all I did, she was a couple of feet away from me. I just turned around and I just wanted to let her know. And I think I handled that with humility, because I just like a sister, like, cause I know she don't really know, because a lot of time when you're an artist, people think that, you know, they need to handle you a certain kind of way. You know what I mean? And I was just like, you don't have to, you can do it if you want to, like, but you don't have to.
Right.
You understand? And she was with her boyfriend and it was all good, it was nice, you know what I mean? But the way it was written, here go Maino again with his nonsense. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I ain't got no time to be finding nobody.
Okay. And for people who wanted to reach out to you and keep up with everything you got going on, give them your Twitter, Facebook, all of that.
I don't know nothing about Facebook. Twitter, we at Hustle Hard. Oh, no, we at Maino Hustle Hard.
Okay.
Yeah, see?
There you have it. NYC Gossip Girl and Maino.
Why they call you the Gossip Girl?
You know why.
No, tell me. You gossip?
Well, I clear up. I don't start it.
So you work more on a positive aspect of the gossip.
Right. I clear it up.
You don't.
No, I don't start no shit.
Perpetuate the nonsense.
No, exactly.
You heard it first. NYC Gossip Girl. She clears the bullshit out.
That's right.